This is why what you brothers are doing are so important. Just think about Facebook. I came home in July 2020. All I seen on Facebook was nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Nonsense. Nobody was trying to uplift, but this was the children now. These were the children. This was the
Mm-hmm.
children's platform to be around each other, to communicate with each other all over the world. And guess what the adults was doing? Those that was manipulating, staying away from it, wasn't even trying to communicate with them.
Yep.
They was just misusing them.
Yep.
That's what they was doing.
Feeding them bad information.
Yep, trying to keep it quiet, giving them fake information. They going back creating stuff, taking stuff out, adding stuff in, and doing this here for their own selfish gain. So when y'all see yourselves, man, y'all got to look at all the work that y'all putting in, man, and continue to work. Do you think Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, man, don't you think they got tired? Prophet Noble
Mm-hmm.
Drew Ali got tired? Don't y'all think that brother, man, Mr. Larry Hoover is tired? He's still sitting in prison for 48 years for something, for other people's nonsense. But guess what? That's the COINTELPRO, because the government and the media is putting out that false stuff.
Yep.
We tell y'all the program that y'all need to watch, man. Go to Prime. If y'all got Prime, watch The Dictator's Playbook.
Mm.
They talking about a bunch of dictators. They talk about Idi Amin, Kim Soo from out of Korea. They talk about Mussolini and Francisco Franco from out of Spain. They talk about all these dictators. They talk about Saddam Hussein, and they got a playbook on the things that they use. And that's what a lot of the old dudes out here are doing. They using the dictator's playbook. They using propaganda. That's what the government is using.
Yep.
They're using propaganda in order to keep us looking like we gangbangers.
Yep.
It's real, man. This is not for play. This is real.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be mindful of everything that's going on around us. Because if we're not mindful, we're gonna find ourselves going through the same cycle, like you said earlier, brother. We're going through the same things today that we was going through, man, back in 1981.
Exactly.
You know?
Death, incarceration, and recidivism.
Yep.
Repeating that same vicious cycle
Yep.
over and over and over and again.
Yep.
You know, and education. Whether people can argue this point as much as they want to. Education has always been and will forever be a major goal of the organization.
It is. It's the first one. That's why they say education, economical, political, and social development. You got to get the education first. Because I'm going
Yep.
to tell you something. With the proper information or the proper education, we can control our own destiny.
Yep.
But with the wrong information and the wrong education, not only will we destroy ourselves, we'll destroy everything around us. And
PP,
we'll always be misled. Yes, sir, bro.
dealing with education, because this brought up something in my mind. Doesn't the blueprint speak about having the proper knowledge of our purpose?
That's right.
Yeah.
So the proper knowledge of our person of our purpose would first be education. That's the only way to get that proper knowledge.
You better say it.
So without an education, you can never have proper knowledge of the organization or our purpose, our objective, our movement, nothing.
That's right.
Which in turn would lead everything you say about the organization to be an ignorant outburst.
Mm.
Yeah.
which in turn means that your every action, behavior, and attitude has now become a misrepresentation of the organization and its teachers.
Facts.
Exactly.
And I would hate to use this terminology, but I don't know another word to use at this time. That will make that individual either a infiltrator, a false flagger, or a perpetrator.
True.
Okay.
So now you're dealing with a manipulator and an infiltrator.
Now this carries my mind back into the initial ideology behind plugging in. By black and white definition of what plug in means, wrapping your mind around the concept of the organization. And once you wrap your mind around the actual concept of the organization, which again is education, you are then able to properly speak upon it and represent it in the light that it should be.
Then you plug it in.
Okay.
Yep. But if you cannot, no matter how you talk about, you got guys talking about, yeah, I'm from here, I'm from there, I'm from this and that. But are you truly plugged into the true concept and ideology of organization? And the ideology means the origins
of ideas.
That'll be the foundation.
Yeah, that's the foundation. Because that's why you got so much bad information out there. People talking about stuff like 720 degrees. Why would you have to go do a circle twice? And a lot of people fail to understand that 360 degrees is the circumference of a circle.
And see, that's
you know
because
what I mean?
we don't understand math or science.
Yeah.
We don't understand it.
Yeah.
And so when, like, I've always been intrigued about learning.
Right.
If you told me that something was this and that, I want to sit down and dissect it to find out, is that true and why it worked that way?
Exactly.
I wanted to know the ins and outs of everything. Everything that I say I'm about. I want to know. Because now how is it that the media and government agencies and those who don't mean us no good know more about what I say I'm about than I do?
Case in point, Pop.
Yeah.
Case in point.
I want to respond to that so bad.
This right here.
Let a bucket do that.
Yeah, you got
this
it.
right here.
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody can see this. This is the impact of the federal prosecution of gangster disciples by George W. Knox, PhD, Director of National Gang Crime Research Center, Chicago, Illinois.
Oh, he the director of what?
He is the director of the National Gang Crime Research Center,
so
Chicago, Illinois.
This is his job. I want to let Blaylen, I want Blaylen to speak on. Go on to say what you want to say, brother. I need to get back on
where I was going to go. He actually went where I was going to go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you asked a question about how that the government agencies know more about what people believe in and the actual members themselves.
Right.
And this is because they take on the responsibility and accountability to do what's necessary, which is the research to actually understand their ins and outs, because it's mandatory for them to do it in order to function in their facility and capacity of their existence.
It's mandatory. That's their job. They got to know.
If you don't do it, you cannot have this position, period.
Okay, so now, but shouldn't it be mandatory for us to know about what we say we about, so that way we can live within the black and white of it?
Agree wholeheartedly. And it is mandatory if we actually study the black and white.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just say a couple of things. One, I know that I have pledged as long as I stand proudly under the blue skies. The sky is the sky 24/7.
Right.
The sky don't stop being the sky. So as long as I'm standing, meaning as long as I'm alive under this sky, I am going to be who I am and do what I'm supposed to do.
Fact. So now watch this here. This
How
dude,
about
George Knox, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
This dude put the letters, the literature in that packet that you got, bro.
Yeah, he did.
It broke down every one of those letters, man. He put a comment, he put a commentary behind it. This is what he was meaning here. This is what they were saying here. This is this here. This is this here. This is what he wanted them to do. This is why. And he broke it down. But we got people that's a part of us that can't even break it down. Because these people
Yep.
get paid to do this here. This is your life.
Yes, it is.
Listen, I
People,
live this here. I don't get paid to do this. But how somebody gonna know something about my life and how my body works, and I don't know how my life works?
TP,
Yeah.
I want to elaborate on that. Can I add on?
Yeah,
Okay, that being the case, right? The brother with whatever his name, George Knox, got all the letters together and created a commentary, which is a
Yes.
narrative of
Yes.
the letter.
yes,
So, in essence, what has transpired is he has created a projection of what he thinks and believes and or feel the organization is based upon his interpretation of the black and white.
Yeah,
And
that's
Now,
just
and other information that people has given him.
now,
yeah.
now here's the catch. This is what COINTELPRO plays a major factor, even in that packet. Because if I'm one that has never been groomed properly by any leadership or anybody whatsoever in the organization, and I'm an internet kid, and I pull up Gangster Disciples on the internet, and I get this packet that pulls up, and I download this packet, and I read and I study it, and I go off the commentary that he has given, then that basically means I'm mentally a federal agent functioning in the capacity of a member of the organization because I got my learning from his commentary, not the actual teachings. But now it may sound like I know a lot when I talk because, of course, I got the commentary. So people that don't know after me will believe that, oh, he one of them guys because he know all this.
Yeah,
And there it is another means of how we get infiltrated and manipulated to go off course. So when the real does show up, these individuals are disgruntled and confused about it.
that's right.